One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Tuesday night edition of the show. Been taking a medicine. I don't feel sick at all, but I guess I'm talking too much on these videos because I woke up and my voice was hoarse. Not feeling sick, just have a hoarse voice, which is okay with me. So before I do anything tonight, I have got to show you this animation, this rendition of how close we were to losing Donald Trump. I mean, absolutely amazing animation. And there's only one answer as to why this man is alive today. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I want you to see this. This is simply incredible. All right, let me pull this up. This is an animation, a rendition of, and they took the actual body and they put it into a computer so everybody could see it. This is how close this man was to losing his life. I mean, there are no words. It would have went right through his head, destroyed his brain, if he hadn't turned his head at that precise second. Look where it was, the trajectory was going to take it. Amazing. It would have went probably maybe through his eye socket, right out the back of his head. He would have died before he hit the ground. And I saw this, and I watched it, and I sent it to my wife, and she watched it. And I just couldn't believe. Just could not believe what I had seen. You guys, I'll leave it up for a couple more seconds so you can see it as well. It just told me why we saw the man we saw last night and why he had a completely different look about him. I posted a video earlier today. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and definitely check it out, because at that point, there was no reason for this guy to even be alive. Stunning, absolutely stunning. But I made a video earlier and I talked about the look on his face last night, the look on Don Jr.'s face, the look on, he just had this look about him. It wasn't the look he used to have. It's almost like this guy has gone home and realized, I am blessed. I was given a new lease on life. I have to be here for these people. They need me. I want to be here for these people. And he almost looked teary-eyed yesterday when he walked in. They cut to him and he was sitting on the, in the stands, and they put the camera on him, and he just had this look of, how would I describe it? Contentment, fulfillment, comfort. Those of you who have ever been in a life type situation, whether it be an accident or something, and you survive that accident, and then you have a whole different calm about you. You realize that you walked out of that accident because somebody put their arms around you. Somebody said, I got you. You're going to be okay. And you had no other reason to know why you're okay. You just went, wow, I feel like I'm okay. And of course the naysayers will say stuff like, well, what about the other guy that got killed? Like I said before. So what I'm going to be doing, just to let you guys know, I put out a feeler. I get tons of emails from you guys. I don't have time to answer them all. But I then put up a post earlier today, excuse me, and I go, who right now would be interested in being around a bunch of people? You don't have to be a Christian right now. We'd like to have just a prayer meeting, a prayer get together. And I was amazed by the response. I mean, just in a couple of hours, I got 500 or 600 comments. I got 4,000 people who liked it and said, bring it. And I was overwhelmed. Obviously, I'm not someone who can handle that. I am not a pastor. I'm not a deacon. I'm obviously not a priest. So what I did today was I called a couple of my buddies and I talked to this one guy who's a pastor that I know. And I said, would you like to come on and just pray for the country and let people talk to you if they have those kind of questions? In the comments, people, and I could feed him the comments and he can see it and he can talk to people. No obligation. If you don't like it, don't show up. But this Thursday night at 7 p.m., I'm going to have my pastor buddy with me. We're going to have a little split screen. I'm going to be on one side and he's going to be on the other. And we're going to take your comments, your requests, and we're going to pray as a group. You know the whole saying, where two or more are gathered. Well, we have thousands. This is what I said to him. I said, listen, I go to church every Sunday. And when I go to church, sometimes there might be 100 people, sometimes a couple hundred people. I used to go to a really big church, and there would be, it was considered a huge church for Palm Beach County, and there'd be 1,500 people in attendance. And I said to him, and he goes, yeah, I know that church. Yeah, I know it very well. I said, what if a pastor could talk to 5, 10, 15, 50,000 people? And he's like, you're talking Billy Graham numbers. And I went, yeah, I get those kind of numbers. And I know people are hurting right now, and they may have their own pastors in their own areas, but nobody has a group like I can probably put together where we could all just fellowship and talk about what's bothering us. I talked about James and Gina yesterday, and Gina's going to have a brain tumor again, and she's going to have to go through all this stuff. And he emailed me this morning, and he's like, can't believe how many people reached out to me. I can't believe how many people prayed on my behalf. And I was like, man, this is the time. We watched a man who almost had his head exploded right in front of us on live television. We see what's going on with this country. And then and I'll get into it in a little bit because I'm doing some more research on it, but now they're saying the Iranians want to kill Trump. And I'm like, that's it. We need to go to Jesus. Hey, I'm reaching out to John Rich and see if he wants to come on and talk about his song Revelation. Hopefully I can get him on the show and we can talk about that. But I want to dedicate one day a week where we just talk prayer. If you don't want to come, you don't have to come. That's fine. We'll still pray for you. Count on it. We're still going to pray for you even if you don't show up. We're going to let people know, even if you're not here, we're going to pray for the people who couldn't come, wouldn't come, but maybe need to come. And I invite all of you this Thursday at 7 p.m. You'll see the notification go up probably tomorrow morning to let you know, hey, we're doing this. And I'll have JJ, who's the pastor, he's going to be on with me. And we're just going to, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to introduce him, and I'm going to work the comments. And I'm like, hey, JJ, Sheila from Kentucky says that, she's going through something with her child or her parents, or she just doesn't understand the world today. Can you give her some guidance and pray over her? So if you're interested in that, I'm not twisting any arms. If you don't want to come, don't come. But Thursday at 7 p.m., we're going to have a prayer meeting. We're going to have a little revival going on, and I invite all of you to show up. So thank you guys that want to come. I'm seeing Belinda says she'll be here. I'm excited. Yeah, let's really take some people into account and see what's going on. Glory to God. I'll be here. Thank you guys. MAGA Nation. I think I'm going to call it. Somebody, I had said Trump prayer, and then someone in the comments said, don't make it specifically Trump. And I went, you know what? You're right. So I'm going to call it Make America Pray Again. That's what I'm going to call it. Make America Pray Again. MAPA. Not quite MAGA, but MAPA. And I think we all can help each other. I mean, because I get off the air sometimes and I see some of the stuff you guys don't, because of all the stuff I have to go through and do the research. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. You absolutely have to be kidding. So one of the things that happened today, I'm not sure before I get into Amber, it's true. Evil is running amok among us. If you're not ready for this, I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it up. Today, Gavin Newsom signed a law into effect in California. I don't know if you've heard this, but this requires some prayer. A child in school can tell their teacher that they want to become a transformer, and the teacher can help the kid become a transformer and not tell the parent. I'm serious. Remember everything. Hey, they're coming for our kids. Oh, we're not coming for your kids. That's a conspiracy theory. When all the, drag shows were happening and what they were doing and lewd and lascivious conduct, and people like, stay away from the kids. You're coming from we're not grooming. We're not coming for your kids. No way. That's not happening. Well, it's a law now. It is a law in California. They can come for your kids. Go look it up if you don't believe me. It was so egregious, and people just went, what? You don't even have to tell me? Little Charlie can go to school one day, and y'all can start working on things, and he can come home as Charlene, and I don't have to be told? Get the U-Haul ready. Start packing. If you live in California and you've got children, you need to get out. You could conceivably come home and your child leaves in the morning on the bus, a Bobby, and come home a Betty, and nobody has to tell you. So immediately, I mean almost immediately, Elon Musk said, that's it, I'm done. I am absolutely done, and I'm taking Twitter's headquarters out of here. We're moving out of San Francisco. I'm going to pay relocation to any employee that wants to come, and we're heading to Texas. Truth. He's moving the company as fast as he possibly can. Go down there, guys, and wire up the building. Do whatever you need to do so we don't have our servers go down. But as soon as possible, we are moving location and getting the heck out of California. And I guarantee you won't be able to find a U-Haul anywhere for like the next 3 months. The only people who are going to stay are the Hollywood George Clooney types and the nuts. Everybody else is going to get out. I mean, if you have kids. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely. Patricia DeWeaver says, what in God's name is happening? Nuke Scum is off his rocker. Totally. Yeah, because evil is running amok. I cannot believe any sane human would sign a law to that effect. Yeah, I got to find out what time Trump is speaking, because I obviously don't want to run up into it, or rather maybe we could segue right into it and cover it. That would be cool. Let me find out what time he's speaking so I can see if we just might have a long night Thursday night. Let's see. Thank you, Elon. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're not knowing, Elon has committed to spending $45 million per month to back a Trump super PAC. You heard me right. I didn't stutter. Didn't do a Joe Biden. Didn't slur. $45 million per month to get Trump elected. And billionaires are moving in droves. And like, y'all crazy, okay? I mean, the news, I'm probably going to do a financial show once a week too, because now the financial stuff is just going absolutely bonkers. Absolutely crazy how these billionaires are like, done. We see what's coming. We know Trump's going to get elected, and so we're just going to start right now. You want a real indication of how bad it's getting for the Dems right now? Microsoft, which nobody can confuse as being a conservative company. I told you about John Deere yesterday, and I told you about some other companies. Microsoft fired their entire DEI department. Nice knowing you. Nice experiment. Done. We're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to play these crazy games. It was nice while Joe was here. You were giving us some certain incentives, but now we're going to go back to normal, and all y'all fired. Just, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Thank God this DEI stuff is imploding really, really fast. This is even before Trump takes office. So... And maybe somebody says Dave says maybe the RNC can afford better security. Did you hear the craziness that happened there? The Milwaukee police had to euthanize some guy with a gun trying to get into the arena. Don't know much more of the story. I'm going to check that out. If I told you yesterday, I was going to do a story today on what happened at the shooting, and I was going to compile a bunch of information, and we were going to go through the details on it. And news is breaking so much that it was like putting my finger in the dike and trying to stop the water. There is so much information coming out so fast. People are basically saying there may have been as many as 2 or 3 shooters, that they may have been in different locations. I mean, it's insane. So I'm like, Barry, you can't go out with this yet because, number one, you don't have all the information. And number 2, you don't want to sound stupid because of all the information that's coming out. Let me just drop this on you. This will probably just make your head absolutely spin. Let me see if I can find it here. I saved it for the show. But they're trying to say now, okay, here, I found it. You're going to your head is going to spin when you see this. Absolutely spin. All right, so look at this. Let me go to camera 2 here. All right, let me get the comment off the page here. Okay. I want you to believe this. Ready? I want you to, basically, this is what they're telling you right now. those of you that have gone to college, those of you who have gone to high school, you don't answer because I don't want to insult your intelligence. I want to talk to the people who maybe not have gone to high school or college, who just have grade school educations, because I want to know who is buying this crap at this point. Look at this. The story keeps getting more bizarre. CNN is reporting Crooks, who was the guy who took the shot supposedly, bought 50 rounds of ammo, a 12-foot ladder from Home Depot, walked a mile to the rally with his father's AR-15 and the ladder in tow, and nobody noticed him or stopped him. He walked a mile with a ladder and a rifle. Gonna go shoot Trump. I'm gonna go shoot Trump. A mile. Hey, where you going? Gonna go shoot Trump. Okay, have a good day. A mile with a 12-foot ladder and his gun kit, got to this building. How you doing, guys? Hey, how you doing, Mr. Officer? Yeah, where you going? Gonna go up there and shoot Trump. No problem. Puts the ladder up against the building, goes up the building, goes on the roof, and takes a shot. What do you have to be? Let me say this. What is our government feeding us to get anyone to buy this stuff? And when I saw that, when this thing came out, this is funny. When this thing came out, it came out at 3:12 p.m. It's already had over 1 million views. I went, I can't do the show on this stuff. There's just too much coming out. And we're talking about the Iranians now want to take a shot at Trump. And we're talking about this kid, the loner, who didn't have anything on his cell phone after they finally got in. And he just decided, he's the only 20-year-old in the world who has no footprint on social media. He's a ghost, just showed up out of nowhere. Then we find out he had explosives in his car. If they were going to do something like this, whoever did something like this, didn't they have a plausible story on the back end? Didn't you kind of say, you know what, here's what we're going to do. And we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and hopefully we'll take this guy out. But, because if it works, then nobody's really going to ask anything. It's going to be, and we're going to be done with him. But if it doesn't work, what are we going to tell the people? What are we going to tell people out there? Oh, okay, we're going to tell them the truth is what this kid had a 12-foot ladder, an AR-15, 50 rounds, and walked a mile, and nobody saw him. This is where our media... I told you a bunch of stuff the other day about MK Ultra. I told you a bunch of stuff. I said, go look up the Bourne Identity. I said, go look at some Robert Ludlum books. I'm not making this shit up. Excuse my language. I just can't swallow it. I'm a big guy. I eat a lot. But that? How can you possibly stomach that? And then... I'm going too far. I'll stop after this one because it's kind of funny. It's sad, actually, not funny. The Secret Service director, who's friends with Jill Biden, said she didn't put anybody on that roof where this guy was because it had a slope. At that point, it blew up. Sharpshooters, Marines, snipers, everybody came out and went, okay, you just told us something's wrong. Why? Because we got pictures of the slope of the White House with people on it. We have pictures of the snipers behind Trump on a sloped roof. You're insulting our intelligence at this point by saying you didn't have that building secured because you were afraid that somebody might fall while they were protecting the building. These are snipers. These are some guys who probably went through Navy SEALs training, and you're worried about them falling off of a building? What kind of DEI nonsense are you talking about? That was her actual explanation, and people were absolutely pissed. No kidding. I'm stupider than I look. The store owner should lose his license. What was Home Depot? They sold the kid a ladder. They didn't know. Hey, I need a 12-foot ladder. Okay. You think it's big enough? Yeah, I just need to get up on this roof so I can shoot at Trump. Hey, you should be fine. Okay. Great. Jada says, I heard that too. Democrats are out here claiming it was an Iran hit all of a sudden. How convenient. How convenient that the people you want to start a war with are the people responsible for taking a shot at Trump. I gotcha. Did you hear when they supposedly knew this information? They supposedly knew this information 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. You knew this 2 weeks ago. And then you had the JV team guarding Trump. Were you just hoping something would happen? Because if the intelligence was accurate and credible, and you sent out the JV team to be the Secret Service, then you wanted something to happen. This is getting... I couldn't do a full show on it because it's getting murkier and murkier every single hour, not even day. And so who knows what's going to happen later and tomorrow and what they're going to find out. And I noticed what happened today when Elon Musk put something out there. He said, at this point, people are no longer looking to the media for the story. People are now relying on citizen journalism to get out there and get the stories. Let people know what's going on. Don't do any kooky stuff. Actually come together with some real information. Don't put clickbait out there. But there are a lot of people out there who are digging right now. And they're digging and they're digging and there was, okay, I gotta stop. Because there's so much information I could go for like another hour just with the stuff I found out so far. But I'm going to do that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have enough information to go over that tomorrow. It's crazy. My question is, how did the kid know nobody was on the roof? How did he know he could get up there? How did he know that he wouldn't have a problem? Either this kid was the stupidest kid in the world or somebody had to tell him it would be okay. In any event, this doesn't seem like it's over. It's not even close to being over. Because now, with all the excuses that she's making, it stinks to high heaven, which only makes it seem more conspiratorial. But like I've been telling you, nothing is conspiratorial. You just don't have the information yet. So right now, and people, I didn't even know, did you even know there was a water tower over there? So if you didn't secure that building, did you secure the water tower with the perfect look at the stage? Was there any guys up there? The one thing I did notice, and I put it in my video earlier today, was the difference in Trump's security detail. Not sure if you saw him last night when he walked out into the RNC. But he basically had the front line of the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins, depending on who you're a fan of. I mean, it was 10 or 12 of some seriously bulky dudes walking him in. There was no women. Nope. They pulled Melissa McCarthy and that other chick off and nowhere to be found. These guys look like serious hitters. I mean, I'm not making it up in terms of saying it looks like an offensive line. Go look at the video. When these guys walked in, I mean, it was just... And what they did when they walked in, you know, you normally walk in, you're guarding somebody. These guys formed a wall. They were walking sideways as Trump was walking forward. They're facing this way. If Trump is walking, imagine if Trump is walking that way behind me. These guys just kind of shuffled down and just kept facing forward and created a wall in front of Trump. And I'm like, that's security. Those guys know what they're doing. Maybe they were private. Maybe Trump called up some guys and said, I need you. Screw this Secret Service stuff because they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, big difference in security. Somebody said the term conspiracy theory was developed by CIA to gaslight people blowing the whistle of MK Ultra. True story. I believe you. Yeah, most of the agents that were guarding Trump that day were like, one girl was the DEA. She wasn't even Secret Service. It was seriously the JV team. There were like 10 or 12 of them last night. It was just a massive. All right, so that being said, let me go into what I was going to say today. It kind of segues. So last night, as you guys know, I'm sure you've heard at this point, that Amber Rose did a speech at the RNC. And for some reason, her doing this speech caused all kinds of problems with certain people. I want you to hear this real quick here. Here's a little intro I put together. I want you to hear this. Hope I got the volume correct. Let's go.
The left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
I'm sorry. Was the crowd cheering? Yes, they were cheering. So you got an arena of 15 or whatever thousand people who were there for the RNC. Most of them were white. Cheering for this woman who's on stage. And I'm sure many of the people knew her background. It's not the most savory of backgrounds. And some people had some problem with it. But we're going to talk about this.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of...
Oh, wait a minute. She let go of her fear of judgment. She let go her fear of judgment. We're gonna get into the whole speech, so I'm not gonna interrupt too much here. I want you to just hear what she says, and then hear what CNN says afterwards.
Getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president.
No lie there.
We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates.
That is a young woman of color. She's describing the experience a lot of people have, feeling that maybe if you're around too many liberals, you might get criticized too much, or you might not be able to speak your mind. And she spoke to it really well. And she's way more famous than any of us up here. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that, way more famous. And so to the extent that these guys are trying to bust up our coalition, that was a bunker buster right there.
A bunker buster. Having Amber Rose on stage at the RNC, CNN labeled a bunker buster. He mentioned that she was more famous than all the people on the panel for CNN. She, last time I checked, had something like 28 or 30 million followers on Instagram and Twitter and different social sites. 30 plus million. Who do you think follows Amber Rose? Not me. No, honey. I don't follow Amber Rose. Young people. And what I saw last night was amazing. I couldn't believe what I saw. Not because it was Amber Rose, but it was because it was a different kind of RNC. The energy was different. Trump's energy was different. The people in the arena, their energy was different. And I'm like, is this really what's going on in the Republican Party right now? And then I realized it. After I watched a couple more of the speakers, the Teamster guy, and then Harmeet Dillon came out and she prayed in whatever Hindu that she prayed. And I realized something. No, this isn't the Republican Party. Trump took it over, but it's the MAGA Party. And that's what people aren't understanding. This party, if you want to keep using the word Republican, has been used as the Washington Generals. Those of you who don't know who the Washington Generals are, they were the team that traveled with the Harlem Globetrotters. Their job was to play with the Harlem Globetrotters and lose. They were just there to just basically be fodder so they could whip the ball around and do everything else and dunk on you, and you would lose. Your job was to go out and lose every single night. The people would laugh at you because of what the Harlem Globetrotters were doing to you. The Republican Party in recent history has become the Washington Generals. Oh, we're going to have a red wave. We're going to do this. And no, we didn't get the red wave. We'll do it next time. We're going to get them. Hey, Mitt Romney, you're going to run for president. You're going to do this, right? Oh, we'll get him next time. There's always the next time. They play along with the same stuff. They fund all these crazy things. They can't stop anything, it seems. We've had to throw out the last Speaker of the House because he just played along doing his best Washington Generals imitation. And all the while, Donald Trump's sitting over there going, we need to expand this tent. We need to make sure people know they are welcome as Americans. It's very seldom, if you listen to his speeches, it's very seldom that he says Republican or Republican Party. Make America great again. Make America peaceful again. Make America wealthy again. He says it in every speech. I watched him. I broadcast him. I know what he says. He never heard, I don't think I've heard him say, and you guys can correct me, let's make the Republican Party great again. Let's make the Republican Party wealthy again. Have you heard that? If I'm wrong, you let me know. Because I'm pretty sure he says, let's make America great again. Make America prosper, safe. If you're under that umbrella being American, I want to be your president. He didn't say, I want to be a Republican president. He didn't say, I want to be a conservative president. I'm going to use my values, conservative. I'm going to bring J.D. Vance in, conservative. And we're going to make life better for all Americans. And I'm realizing today, after I saw Amber Rose speak, that there are a lot of people out there who think that make America great again meant make the Republican Party great again. And they're freaking out. How could you bring these type of people on stage here? Oh my God! Oh, what are you doing? Get her away! She's done this. She's done that. She's all these different things. Oh my God! Move her quickly. What are we gonna do with people like that? And then I realize also I don't have a bracelet, but I should get one. And that bracelet should say WWJD. Those of you who are Christians know what that means. What would Jesus do? Would Jesus say, hey, listen, you can't come here because you're not a certain type? Or would Jesus go to those certain types and say, hey, follow me, I'm going to help you out. You can't keep doing what you're doing, but I saw what you did. I saw how you've been living. We're going to have to change that up. But what you did, confess it, let me know, and we'll get you right. Did you guys know about Russell Brand? Do you know that Russell Brand, who had a sex addiction, a drug addiction, who was one of the most vile actors and comedians? Do you know that Russell Brand went and got baptized and is living a completely different life and is now hanging out with people like Tucker Carlson, turning his life around? He sat and did an interview yesterday with Benny Johnson at the RNC. Most Republicans would say, Russell, we've seen what your life was like. You used to be married to that woman, Katy Perry, and oh my God, the things you've done in your life, you don't check the box. What box? Okay, so let's see here. Did you do that? Don't think we can help you out, Russell. We've got this circle here, and you don't fit in all these boxes. So you don't get to play with us. We're the Republican Party. We have very strict criteria, and like George Carlin said, it's a big party, but you ain't invited. I'm not going to go into any kind of testimony here, but I'll be the first person on Thursday night to say, if you knew my background and if you know the things that I've done, you'd be like, ooh, this guy's kind of, oh, should we be careful? No, because that guy died. That guy that used to do those things is dead. He no longer exists. I got dunked in some water. I came out a new person. And I've lived every life, even every day of my life since then, saying, hey, listen, you need to be straight and narrow. I may mess up. I may swear. People are like, hey, you shouldn't be swearing as much. Oh, boy, y'all making it tough for me. It's okay, though. Come on. We got you. Don't do it again. And if you do, understand what you did. We'll let you know, but we got you. How many people that basically tried to crucify this woman, no pun intended, were willing to say, we got you, Amber. We've seen the videos. We've seen the pictures. We know what you've done, but we got you. We're going to help you get right. If you want to. Do you want to learn more? Yeah, I'd like to know more about this. And I may fall. See, that's the thing. Only one person ever walked on water. That's it. That's it. Nobody else. Everybody else may try, but nobody else has. She's lived a very, very storied life. And some of those stories aren't the nicest of stories. But does that mean she doesn't qualify to be MAGA? Absolutely not in my book. Does it mean she can't be a conservative, a Republican? In some people's eyes, no, she can't. Those people, I ain't got nothing for you. Donald Trump, in order to change this country, has to win. He has to win, and he has to win big. Too big to rig. He's got to pitch a huge tent. He's got to pitch a tent where people, come on. He's got to do Billy Graham style revival. Come on down, we're going to save America. You're an American? Yes. He's not going to say, are you a Republican? Doesn't matter. Over the last month or so, I've been posting videos of black people and Latinos. People that most Republicans would, that dude looks gangster. Yeah, but you know what? He cares about America. That's the first qualification. You American? Yes. You want to see America get better? Yes. I think it's our job as Americans to basically help these people become better Americans and understand they may fall. They may fall a number of times. You don't give up on them until, at such point you feel you need to rebuke. But at this point, we need to help them. Understand, Peter Navarro, I think he just got out of jail. Steve Bannon is in jail. Are you going to turn your back on him because he's a prisoner, he's a felon, can't do nothing about it? Our president is a convicted felon. Our president messed around with porn stars and Playboy bunnies and everything else. You're voting for him. Why? Because he's changed. And I'm pretty sure he went through a metamorphosis somewhat last night because of what happened on Saturday. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to take some of your comments. I'm going to take a break here, pay some bills. I'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Judge Napolitano here. Did you know there's a silver shortage? Former Wall Street analyst John Rubino predicts the silver shortage could cause an imminent price spike. Listen to this.
So that silver shortage we've been predicting for such a long time is finally here. Solar and electric cars are using up all the metal that is out there and then some, and that's going to spike the silver price in the next couple of years.
I used to own just gold. Now I also own silver. Why should you consider silver? Find out of the silver shortage report, and my trusted friends at Lear Capital will send it to you for free. Lear is whom I trust whenever I buy silver.
Get your free silver shortage report and see why experts believe silver prices are set to soar. Lear Capital, over 25 years in business, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. When you call, ask how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus silver. Call 800-601-5430. 800-601-5430.
All right, I'm back. Microphone is on. I just saw this comment come in. Hey, Barry, what time is the pastor going to be here in the split screen, tomorrow or Thursday? Thursday at 7, what I'm shooting for. The only thing that would change that is if I find out that Trump is speaking early. But Thursday night, he's probably the last speaker. So he's probably going to speak at, I don't know, maybe 9:15, and that way what we can do is I can be set up to cut to Trump's speech right after we get done with our prayer session. I think that would make a great night. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to play Amber's, what are we doing here? We're going to play her, where is this? Wait 1 second. There it is. We're going to play her whole speech. And I'm going to take you guys through it, and we'll stop when we go. It's a 5-minute speech, and I want you to hear specifically from her what she says. Then we'll continue.
My name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies. So I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
I got to stop it there, because obviously there are some that do. But what she said there was the difference between MAGA and Republican. What she said is that his supporters don't care whether you're gay, straight, white, or black. That's one of the problems at this point, is that if we're talking about a political party, an aspiration to change the country, we need people of all types to do it. There's a comment here, and this comment says she's an atheist and hope that she finds God as soon as possible, especially with her political awakening. I like your comment, because here's what I have to say to that. How is she supposed to find God? She has to be around other people who already know God. People who know Jesus are the ones who are going to help her realize this is the way to go. If you leave her cast aside, if you leave her to the Democrats and you just say, listen, go ahead and find out this on your own, or go talk to these guys or these women, and she's never told the good news. She's never given the Great Commission. How's she supposed to find out? You know, she's been living a certain type of life, and something, as she said, her dad said, he's not a racist. Go prove it. Prove it to me he's a racist. And the first thing she did, understand this, the first thing she said she did, I went and started doing some research. Because her father said, he's not a racist, go look it up. It's what I tell you guys a lot. Go look this up. You won't know unless you're told. So now there are going to be some good people around her and say, Amber, have you heard the good word? No, I'm not into all that. Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. You don't have to take it all, but it's upon me. It's incumbent upon me and my friends here, my MAGA friends, to let you know about this. If I don't tell you, you're not going to know. So before you turn your nose up and went, oh, this girl's done really bad stuff, and she's slithered around on stage, and she's done this and she's done that. What have you done? She's 20-something. She's got an entire life ahead. Where were you when you were 20? And what you've done? Anybody holding that against you? No, because you didn't get up on stage in front of millions of people and went, hi, I'm Amber. I tattooed my head. I shaved off my hair. I've slithered around on a pole. I've done really risque videos. But I'm here laying myself bare in front of all of you. To me, that's some incredible courage. Because she had to know. Some people be like, who? Oh, hey man, I know about you. I've seen you. Oh, you have? You have? That's the next thing. So if you've seen her, if you know what she's all about, how do you know? The same way she needs to be told about Jesus, I'm going to ask you, how do you know what Amber Rose has done? As far as you should know is that this is just a woman who just walked out on stage with a tattoo on her head, with her head shaved, saying, basically she's a Trump supporter. How have you seen her videos? How have you seen her pictures? What led you to that? How many of your friends and family, your spouse, do they know you're looking at Amber Rose videos? Would you tell them that you've been looking at Amber Rose videos and pictures? Did you Google her and click on images and, oh, that's her. Oh, that's her. Did you swipe and start looking at all the pictures? But you want to point fingers. Because most people, pretty much, I'm sure, in that audience, didn't know who Amber Rose was. There was no reason to prejudge her. Hey, man, there's this young, black, mixed woman on stage. Yeah, she's good looking. Yeah, she's got a voluptuous figure. So, but I don't know what she's done. She says she's an entrepreneur. She says she's got kids. She wants a better life for her kids. Good for me. I don't need to go look up her stuff. Not for me to do. She's qualified to be in the club now. Why? Because she wants to vote for the candidate that we support. There was nothing else on Trump's Agenda 47 that said, hey, no strippers allowed. If you got an OnlyFans account, nope, you can't come in. You're putting those restrictions on her and saying she's not worthy. How dare you? I sound like Greta Thunberg. How dare you? Let's continue.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
She's standing in front of Donald Trump, Byron Donalds, Tucker Carlson. They're sitting right there. The Speaker of the House is over to Donald's left. If, like people were talking about J.D. Vance yesterday, if you believe in Donald Trump, if he is the guy you want to lead this country, are you saying that his better judgment was wrong by bringing Amber Rose up on stage? Remember, his daughter-in-law, Laura, is in charge of the RNC, so he knew every single person who was in the programming of this event. There was no surprises. And he's sitting there and he's clapping for her. Just saying. Just go ahead.
So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too.
So she fled. She fled from the Democrats. She sought comfort and harbor from people she knew with the red hat. Hey man, these guys are attacking me because I even want to look at this information. That I might even be considering talking about Donald Trump. And I'm being attacked. And she's a strong enough woman to say, I don't know if I want to associate with you if you're not even willing to let me, allow me to use my own brain, my own judgment. Let me find out what's over there. I'll come back and tell some of you. But if you don't know what's over there, how are you telling me he's just a racist? Well, do you know? No. Have you spoken to him? No. Well, how do you know he's a racist? I'm going to go check it out. I am woman enough, speaking if I were her, I'm not going through a transformer stage, but I am woman enough to take it upon myself to go say, look, what's over there? What's on that other side of that fence? I want to check it out.
Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now.
How is that wrong? I never felt more love for my country than I do now. I don't understand.
I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
So, wait. So your dad is at the RNC with you, and he has served 20 years in the military. So she's got the basically the genes. The gene pool is there. Just the daughter kind of went astray. Dad's like, you need to get your shit straight. Come check this out. I'm telling you, I can't make you. Just like he's probably not made her do anything in her life. He can't make her choose her boyfriends. He can't make her not do OnlyFans. All he said when she said Donald Trump was a racist, he said, why don't you go do some research and find out? That's all I can offer you right now. Just go ahead and look.
Yeah. I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room.
True.
If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked.
Yep. Truth.
When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
True. True.
My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates.
So she's wrapping up here, and I'm going to get to the end, and I'm going to pause it because I want you to see something. I want you to see something and focus on it. Watch this. There's about 15 seconds left.
Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Standing ovation. The President of the United States, the future President of the United States, Byron Donalds, Tucker Carlson, J.D. Vance, and Speaker Johnson, she got a standing ovation. That woman with this sullied past that people are turning their nose up at was giving a standing ovation by Donald Trump and those other people that are sitting with him. Who are we? Who are any of us to point the finger and say she doesn't belong there? And so let me go ahead and Barry had me put my glasses on right now. A woman in the Bible washed Jesus' feet with her tears and hair. Godly sorrow, work repentance. Absolutely. What's this? Man, this is the guy who got shot outside of the RNC. AK-47 pistol, ski mask, tactical bag, and full magazine. Wow. Go Amber. Absolutely. Welcome to the MAGA family. Hey, James, how are you doing today? And it's funny because so many people were saying things. And so I want to show you what some of the commentary was like afterwards. And many of you know Matt Walsh, big conservative, whatever that means anymore. But I was absolutely appalled at what he wrote here. The RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. I in the past, I'm going to confess, I followed Matt Walsh. I watched his stuff. He had put out some pretty good videos. And then he just revealed himself to me. And I'm showing it to you. And you can see he's revealing himself to you as well. These people only want certain people who check a box. He is underscoring the problem so many people have had with the Republican Party. Just the words, what he wrote right there. Self-proclaimed slut, pro-abortion feminist, face tattoo, who only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Oh my God, she's scum. Why would we even put somebody like that on stage? Because you feel you're too good to be around somebody like Amber Rose. Let me ask you a question. Any of you, right now, maybe some people unfollow me, I don't know. Being a self-proclaimed slut, never heard her say that. Being a pro-abortion feminist, don't know if that's what she used to be. Having sex with rappers. Does any of that part of Agenda 47, where Trump says you can't come in here? I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. You're a self-proclaimed slut. Hey, Matt, how do you know what Amber Rose has done? How do you know she's a self-proclaimed slut? How do you know? Did you go look at her pictures and stuff? Why? Why didn't you take her on face value? Why is it that this woman who came to the RNC on the invitation of the RNC, which means it had to go through Laura Trump and Donald Trump, you're saying, oh my God, this is the RNC we have now? This is who the people are? I'm ashamed for you. And next year they should just change it and call it the MNC, the MAGA National Conference. Because if that's the type of person, if that's who we're supposed to say that you need to be like this person, Matt Walsh, then I don't want no part of it. The whole idea is to build a bigger tent, and then we can help people become better Americans. Not better Republicans, better Americans. Her vote will help Trump win. And this is where it gets really stupid. He says not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. She is followed by 30 million people. As Van Jones said on CNN, she's more famous than any one of us. She's got I have 230,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. She's got 30 million. You don't think there's a single person that will be mobilized to vote for Trump? Well, Matt, luckily I'm going to prove you wrong right away. I'm going to prove you wrong tonight. So if someone sends you this link to this video, I'm going to show you that you're full of poop. See, I caught myself. I'm ashamed that people would say stuff like that. And some of you guys know who Scott Pressler is. Scott Pressler is the guy who's helping drive voter registrations for the RNC. Scott Pressler says, Matt, this is completely the wrong take. Amber Rose has even offered to do a voter registration event with me in Philadelphia, where she's from. You know, Pennsylvania, that swing state. Her speech was vulnerable and relatable to a lot of folks, especially women. We embrace and welcome the real Amber Rose. By the way, a lot of you guys know who Scott Pressler is, right? Let me look in the comments here. You guys know who Scott Pressler is? You understand his work? Did you know that Scott Pressler is gay? Am I breaking news to you right now? Scott Pressler, who's been busting his hump for 4 years, getting out there, registering voters, working with Laura Trump. What's her name? Ronna McDonald, that used to be the president. Romney, whatever. She didn't want to have anything to do with Scott Pressler. And this guy has been traveling around the country, getting out there, registering people to vote, because Ronna McDaniel is the same type of person like Matt Walsh. This dude's gay, man. He's gay with long hair. That's not the type of person we need to be working with. And this guy has single-handedly helped get millions of people registered to vote in the what do you call it? The Republican Party. Millions. Let me go in. No one is perfect. Yep. God's chosen people, the so-called black Americans, 400 years of slaves, Holy Bible. Yes, Jane, a lot of people don't know that. This guy is gay. And let me see, I don't know if I can blow up his picture. Here, hold on a second. Let me put this up there. This is Scott Pressler. My wife, she always laughs. She goes, this dude has the nicest hair. He's got nicer hair than I do. I mean, he's got long, flowing hair. And let me just show you this. So this is Scott Pressler's his bio. Let me see if I can pop his picture up. That's Scott Pressler. Look how long and pretty that hair is. Scott Pressler is gay. Not a lot of people know that because it's not important. What's important is he's trying to build the tent. He's trying to make the tent better. That's what's most important. Right now, Our focus needs to be on getting Trump elected and opening the doors to the tent and saying, come on in. We've got people in here who can help you. We'll take care of you. We know you've done some things. Now, if you choose to do those things, that's on you. But we're going to be here for you. And then more and more people posted things. This guy, he goes by the handle, the clandestine. Matt Walsh and the rest of the Puritan conservatives lack vision, strategy, and compassion. People like Amber Rose, 50 Cent, Harmeet Dillon are all worth exponentially more than any conservative talking head. And by the way, there's rumors that 50 Cent, the gangster rapper, may be performing at the RNC. Oh no! Oh my God! 50 Cent? 50 Cent. These people dip into demographics we don't own. These people have massive influence over the younger generations and non-white Christian communities. You don't have to like everything about them in order to recognize their value. Matt Walsh fails to grasp how elections are actually won and how influence matters. If we want people to vote for Trump, we can't shame and smear them when they finally decide to join our side. Matt should stick to basic biology and crying about trans people while the adults win the election. Well said. Well said. We have an election to win. If I'm at the grocery store and the guy bagging my groceries sees a MAGA hat on me and he says, you're a Trump follower? How can you be a Trump follower? You're black. You really want to know? That's my opening. I want you to approach me. I want you to say, why do you have that shirt on, man? That dude is what? Well, he's racist. Really? Then I'm really stupid, aren't I? I'm really dumb. Did you know this? No. Did you know that? No. You might want to go check it out. You've been lied to. Any person that says something to me is an opportunity to actually get them on the right plane. This Matt Walsh dude, who's a big conservative talking head, now says that Amber Rose shouldn't be there. She's not the right kind of person, and she doesn't know anybody anyway. Oh, okay. FYI, Amber Rose RNC speech from last night has appeared on multiple news and even sports sites where people who don't even follow politics got to hear her talk about why she became a Republican. Oh, and she meant to say 36 million. Her 36 million followers heard it as well. Grow the tent. Yeah, as far as I know, Matt Walsh isn't being covered by ESPN or Bleacher Report or any of these sites out there. Amber Rose is. Amber Rose, if you went to an NBA game, people know who Amber Rose is. They don't know who Matt Walsh is. They probably don't care to know who Matt Walsh is. It's understanding fish where the fish are. If only people you're going to be talking to, Matt Walsh, are people already in the pews, you're catching the same fish over and over again. You're not even trying to grow the tent. You're talking to the audience of people who only want to hear what you have to say. And you're only talking to the people that you like. That's not what's going to get it done. Let me look at this one. Posts like this, she's referencing Matt Walsh's post, is why people have negative views of the Republican Party. She's welcome to the party like anyone else. Sorry, I strongly agree with the message here. This post is lame. I literally, let me take a couple more just to show you. I don't want to stop yet. Then we'll take some comments. This is from some guy named Joey Jones. She's not there to represent... Oh, Joey Jones, I believe that's one of the Fox hosts. Let me see if I can see his face there. Yeah, he's on Fox. The guy was in the Army, and he's got his two prosthetic legs. She's not there to represent conservatives or Republicans. She's there to represent Americans who are not familiar with conservative principles or Republican policies, but may vote and are undecided. Open the door with a common thread, then you expose to them what conservatism is really all about. This is only difficult to understand if you built your brand on being upset, bombastic, offended, offensive, and outraged. Couldn't have said that any better. If that's all you want to be, is bombastic and offensive, then have at it. Just so you know, that's not how Trump is. I can tell you story after story. I can tell you to go look this up, look that up, and see what Trump has done to people who are less fortunate. You don't have to go any further than to look at what he did with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, again, this guy convicted of crimes, made millions, beating people up, did some stupid stuff. Donald Trump said, let me help you get on the straight and narrow. So, I mean, that's how it is. Anthony, let me pull him up. Anthony Cabasa is an independent journalist, and he says, failing to understand the anger behind this. She's not being given any leadership roles, not in the cabinet. She's allowed to share her message of why she's voting Republican, nothing more. Am I missing something? No, you're not missing anything at all. That's exactly the message. Change your life, change your future, vote Republican. The Democrats for decades have been lying to you. This is something, and I don't even like this guy myself because I think he's kind of two-faced, but what he says here is so important. This is Frank Luntz, the guy who does all the polls. Last night, voters saw a Republican Party that they, and I, he says, have never seen before. A stage filled with hard-working taxpayers, African Americans, working women, union members, and delegates dancing in the aisles. Speeches bashing corporate America and the status quo. We witnessed last night the realignment of American politics, Trump style. That's the message. Everything you've seen before, we're doing it different, friends. We're going to make sure that everybody's included in this Make America Great thing. I'm not here, I'm referring to Trump, I'm not here to proselytize you. I'm not here to make you change your life. I'm here to help you do what you want to do better. If it means you get cheaper gas prices, if you get better interest on a mortgage rate, if you have cheaper gasoline, if you feel secure, that you don't think you're going to be invaded or crazy stuff happening. I'm not here. I'm not here to change your ideology in terms of what you do for a living or how you act with a boyfriend or other boyfriends. I've got some people who would love to talk to you about that and make you hopefully make better decisions in your life. But we first got to start here. We got to see if we can get you to the polls, and if you got some people who could come to the polls with you. Let me take some comments. Bingo. And that is why the establishment hates Trump. You're dead on. Dead on. He's doing it differently. He's building the tent first. Changing people in their personal lives is not up to him. That's not what he's all about. If you see what you like, Russell Brand, and you'd like to take a further, deeper dive, we got some people who can help you. That's what I'm going to be doing Thursday. If you like what you hear, that there's no judgment, hey man, if you've been doing drugs, if you've been arrested, if other people are looking at you, you've been dealing drugs and just have had a horrible life, maybe the reason you're doing all those things is because you've been following Democrats. Because you didn't have a chance to be more prosperous. You had to do the gang banging. You had to basically see what you can do and get out on the streets because there was no opportunity. What would your life be like if you saw a way to get more opportunity? If you talk to these people, they're going to help you. Hey, I know this program you can talk to. Talk to these people over here. But your first step is you have to understand this is what we're all about. This is who we are. We want to make America great again. We want to make whites. We want to make blacks. We want to make Latinos. We want to make America great again. People are only human. Absolutely. Yep, Sandra Smith, people need community, the right kind. What do we get here? Yes, Trump style of people, all colored together, celebrating life, celebrating together, beautiful. Paul Hardrick, I don't know who Paul Hardrick is. I should look that guy up. Paul Hardrick, I'll pray for you because you aren't a godfly. Who is Paul Hardrick? Well, not sure. Don't see who he is. Whatever. It's Mr. Fact. Don't hurt feelings when unhinged. October 7th, and Matt the Libertarian and Ben aren't for anything they preach about, like free speech, when they don't like it. That's called hypocrisy. Absolutely. The only reason, this is the guy who didn't like the Teamsters. The only reason the Teamsters supported Nixon was due to the back channel deal to free their mobbed up leader Hoffa. I don't know anything about that. So when the gentleman from the Teamsters spoke on the stage yesterday, you're basically saying you don't believe and don't even want to hear from him because of something that happened back in 1968 with Jimmy Hoffa and some Teamsters back then. Are you judging that guy's character because of what you heard about the Teamsters before? I'm pretty sure Teamsters, truckers. I'm pretty sure Teamsters have to pay gas, diesel, to move stuff around the country. I'm pretty sure they bring your food. They bring lumber. They bring stuff to your stores. So I'm going to give the guy the benefit of doubt because he's looking at it with the number of Teamsters around the country and going, hey guys, we're paying way too much for gas, and this idiot Biden wants to make us all get electric vehicles. I think we need to come over here and talk to Trump. Do I care about the Jimmy Hoffa stuff? No, I don't care. That's on whoever was involved in that stuff, not me. I doubt the guy that was on stage was involved in Jimmy Hoffa stuff, but I understand that the Teamsters, what Trump is saying is, I'm going to help your life. I'll get you cheaper gas so you can haul your goods. I'll bring business back to America so you have more jobs hauling stuff. Look beyond your memory. Look beyond what you think has happened with the Teamsters, way far away. Just don't make it so intrinsic and having a bias about something. Because unless you know the guy, I don't know the guy who was up on stage. But what I do know, because my brother-in-law is an auto transport trucker, I know what he's going through and how much it's costing him to be on the road. And he reached out to me and said, tell me what needs to be done. My sister knew I was a big Trumper, and she's like, talk to him. And that's how it started. Paul Hardrick. Tommy, if you're in here, is this Paul Hardrick guy doing some damage? If not, just go ahead and bounce him out, whatever. I guess some people are talking about. David Naylor says, that was the Teamster. They made the workplace better, safety and wages went up steadily working for the government. You don't have a voice, so you need a Teamster to stand up for you. See, I've never been in a union, so I don't know. But the thing is, why wouldn't there be room under the MAGA hat, MAGA tent for a Teamster? Again, the preconditions need to go out the window. What do we want? What do each of you want? Does it matter who that person is if they agree with your ideology about making America great again? Would you rather the guy from the Teamsters was a commie, a Marxist, hung out with AOC and Bernie? If he's looking at it and saying, I can make more money for me and my Teamster buddies if I follow Trump, that's probably exactly what he's doing. That's the whole idea. Make America wealthy again. Make America prosperous again. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not looking for a lifelong Republican. I'm looking for people who want to make the country better. That's where the difference is. If you're looking at political ideology versus a voter who says, this guy's got it. That's the big difference. That's the big difference. All right, thank you, Tommy. I don't know what he was saying, but he's gone, so good. All right, so Matt just hamstrung himself. Yeah, I think he's going to lose a lot of people. Him and what's that other guy? I keep saying. What was this? Yeah, Biden said, I did see that today. Biden said he's going to try and alter the Supreme Court. Biden doesn't like decisions that talk about acting like God. Yeah, exactly. So I do think Matt hurt himself. I think he hurt himself a lot. And so I want to play a couple of videos for you guys and we can talk about. Here's a guy who goes by the name of Malcolm Flex on Twitter. And he's talking about Matt Walsh and people like Matt Walsh who have a problem with Amber Rose.
Listen, I might not be the best one to carry this message, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. The fact that conservatives are flipping their shit, losing their minds, having hissy fits over Amber Rose getting to speak at the RNC, yeah, it's not a good look. Let me just tell you, there are plenty of people who are coming over to the side of logic and truth and understanding what's going on in the country. And many of them, here's a secret, come close, they're normal people. They don't look like the same person that's on DC. They don't wear the suits. They don't wear everything nicely just slicked, greased, oiled with the lapel pins and all that. People get face tattoos. People have seasons in their life where they're not perfect. And guess what? They're still capable of voting. They're still capable of making the right decision.
That's what we want. We want voters. I could care less about somebody being a Republican. I really don't care. I want people who want to vote for Donald Trump inside this tent.
And, you know, to turn your nose up at the fact that they actually did something that was a little bit brilliant, which is to bring someone that does not look like and might not have exemplified the correct values or fit the bill for what you think a conservative should be. The fact that they brought that person up on stage just shows that, hey, even normal people understand what's going on.
That's the message. I don't care what she does for a living. What I do care is two things that she said that really struck me. She's an entrepreneur. I understand she may make money a certain way that you don't like, but she's an entrepreneur, which means she pays taxes, which means she gets a seat at the table. And the second thing that is more important, she said, I'm a mother. She's a mother who probably doesn't want her kid going to school as Charlie come one day and coming home as Charlene. She understands the craziness in the Democrat Party.
Even people who were on the other side of the aisle understand what's going on. And you know what? Honestly, it's not a bad move. I'm not going to say it's a perfect move, but hey, at the end of the day, why are you losing your mind? Why are you gatekeeping? This is the main reason why people don't like you guys.
That's exactly it. You are letting the world know. Matt Walsh, you put that out there on Twitter for everybody to see. You tagged her in the post by putting, her name where people can, she can see who's talking about her. I'm sure there's some people saying to her today, hey, Amber, hey, you did that speech and these dudes are talking crap about you. They called you, a slut. They called you this. They called you that. How can you be hanging out with these people? Glad she's got a strong constitution, because with her history and what's out there about her on the internet, she stood up and said, I'm voting for this guy. Don't like it? Too bad. Matt Walsh? Too bad. Jenna Ellis? Too bad. This is what Trump is building.
Like, get a clue. Come on, let's figure it out, guys, because again, you only got one chance. You can whine over your purity and morals. You can act like, oh, we stuck to our principles. And that's great. It's all well and good. But guess what? The only people that care if you manage to botch this and lose the country because you decided that you want to stick to your morals are going to be the people who are reading that epitaph on your gravestone.
Bingo. You're so full of yourself, some of these people, who think that, I mean, I've got certain standards that I want people to have if they're going to be voting Republican, which some of you people don't fit. Some of you people just don't have those standards. So I'm not too appreciative of having sluts and strippers and certain African Americans and certain other people out there. They look satanic and they should be whisked off the stage. To wit, I would ask Matt Walsh, what's the alternative? Chase all these people away, tell them they're not welcome here, and re-electing Joe or bringing in Kamala. That's how I'm looking at it. What's your alternative? Oh, these people, I'm not interested in having these kind of people, on the conservative side. They're not really conservatives. But guess what? They can pull the lever. Oh, it's compromising my principles. Well, then why don't you stay home? Why don't you be the one who says, I can't do this, so I'm just going to stay home. I'm not going to vote for Trump because he's bringing a slut on stage. Hey, Maverick, how you doing? I've been rocking it the last few days. I'm just trying to bring truth, man. It's all Jesus, Barry. All Jesus, absolutely. Trump has never been a racist. Exactly what would Jesus do? I'm so sick of going to churches and hearing people preach and then saying, I don't want you to burn up when you walk into my church. You might just self-combust because, oh my God, I know about you. I've heard what you've done. That's not what it's all about. A vote is a vote no matter who cast it. And if you care about people, this is what I had the problem with Matt Walsh. Maybe Matt, on your platform, which is big enough, instead of going on Twitter and going, this girl's a slut and she believes this, how about, hey Amber, I noticed you on stage yesterday. I'd like to sit down and talk to you about what you think. Wouldn't that go a lot further? Wouldn't that go a lot further? Some of you guys may wonder why there's trolls in here. And Tommy can attest to this, and some of the people who moderate can tell you. I tell what to do with moderators, how to handle people. First time you troll, go ahead and give them like a 10, 15-minute timeout. Second time you troll, go ahead and give them a longer timeout. Third time, they got to go. You got to give people the opportunity to hear what you have to say. Then, if they rebuke it and they don't want to hear it, then, okay, that person isn't ready to understand. But just completely dismissing them because of their past that you don't really know about, because Matt Walsh, I'm pretty sure you've never sat down and talked to Amber Rose. You've gone on the internet and, oh, look at that picture. Ooh. Oh, bad girl. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Okay, let me keep going. Come on, Matt. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? As far as I'm concerned, if you want to go to that level and talk about people in terms of what would Jesus do, it just burns so many people. I'm sure many of you heard this statement before. He's a kind of Christian who just a Christian because he's got fire insurance. So you think you're in a big mansion in heaven and this guy's going to be sweeping the streets because he's just sliding in right now. He's been dealing drugs. He even shot a few people. He used to pimp out some hoes. He's not, and now all of a sudden he's a Christian? Oh, come on. I've been a Christian for 30 years. I've done all the right things. You tell me he just shows up today and he's a Christian? Yeah, I'm telling you that. Don't like it? Then you haven't read the Bible. I remember there were some things, I forget, I'm not going to even mention who the prisoner was. I don't know if it was Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody, but the day before they got done, I accept Jesus as my Savior. You're in. That's it. I know you took off people's heads and you ate people and all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure if it was Jeffrey Dahmer. But you bought the ticket. And if you mean it in your heart and you confess it with your mouth, you're in. That's it. Sorry if it pisses you off. So if Amber Rose has done all these different things that just made you cringe, it's incumbent upon you as a Christian or as a Republican or a conservative to maybe help her understand what's in store for her. You know what? She said she's an entrepreneur. Maybe the conversation you can say is, listen, I understand, Amber, that you're an entrepreneur. You've made millions of dollars. But let me introduce you to a couple guys who are with the MAGA movement, who are billionaires, and who could probably help you invest your money. And you just further her along because you're saying, I'm trying to help you. Then you won't have to do these things anymore. But sometimes it's too hard for people to do that. Yes, you're absolutely right. You actually have, I said you have to confess it with your mouth and your heart. You have to mean it. Yes, absolutely. You have to mean it. Russell Brand says he means it. I can't say otherwise. He decided to get baptized, become a Christian, and live his life again. And at this point, it's not my business whether he falls or anything else. He's confessed to it. I have given my life to Jesus. As far as I know, in the Bible I've read, which we'll know more, but that's it. I thought it was great that she came on to Trump's side, and that's the answer to everything. She didn't say I was all of a sudden becoming a Christian. She didn't say I'm going to become a Republican. She didn't say that in her speech whatsoever. She said I'm voting for Donald Trump. That's the criteria. I'm voting for Donald Trump. And I don't know why Matt Walsh would have made anything why he would have said anything else. Because to me, that's pretty stupid. So I'm going to play you a video. One of the things that Matt Walsh said was that she was not going to bring even one more voter. Okay, Matt, maybe you didn't see this woman.
Pays 6 jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy.
Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, what the frick is going on?
It's upsetting. It's upsetting to see
this world that we're living in right now.
To help immigrants
Hold on, let me pause this.
While
Woo, this world.
And she's not lying, because what is playing in the background is the Spanish woman who got up on stage later in the evening. So she's actually watching the RNC. A Hispanic woman got on stage later on. She goes, I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2020. And people are like, oh, what are you doing here? But I'm going to do it now. And this woman saw Amber Rose, decided she's going to put a phone up in front of her face and listen to her.
That we're living in right now feels like upside down land. I've been a Democrat for nearly 50 years. Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, Amber Rose did a beautiful job. Oh, she did a beautiful job. I'm so proud of her. And then all the diversity and just, I think I'm crying because it's cognitive dissonance. It's cognitive dissonance. Like, what is going on? I've been told my whole life Republicans are just all, white and racist men and all of this. I don't think
I've been told all of my life. And she saw Amber Rose up on there and went, wait a second. What am I looking at here? Number one, what am I doing looking at the Republican National Convention? Stop her right there. She's like, oh my God, I'm watching the Republican National Convention and I'm crying. I've been struck so much by what I've been seeing on this stage tonight that I'm in tears. That should tell you everything you need to know.
We ever watched a Republican National Convention? Let's start there. You don't know unless you go see. You
don't know unless you go see. Some somehow she found her way to click the dial and say, you know what, tonight I'm going to watch the Republican National Convention, even though I've been a Democrat for 50 years. Now I'm in tears. I've been brought to tears by what I've seen.
For yourself, and stop listening to what people tell you. It's just so beautiful. Just the patriotism, the coming together. I'm telling you, if you on the outside and you think MAGA is this horrible thing, I don't know what to tell you besides you have to see for yourself.
That's how it works. That's specifically what it's all about. She saw Amber Rose. She's brought to tears. She's telling everybody else, her family, friends, whoever follows her on whatever platform she's on, hey man, y'all need to come check this out. There's some serious stuff going on over here. It's beautiful. Her words, it's beautiful. The diversity. I never imagined. So when Matt Walsh says that Amber Rose won't even bring a single vote to the Republican Party, you're right. You're probably right. But it's not the Republican Party. It's MAGA. It's Make America Great Again. And you got a woman crying, so happy she's brought to tears. Because everything she's known for 50 years, she just found out is a lie. And she was told it by Amber Rose.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. The coming together of America. America saying no more, no longer. We're not going to do this. We're not going to divide ourselves. We are red, white, and blue.
When is the last time you've heard many black people not talk about their own skin color? I'm not an African American. I'm an American. It's red, white, and blue. That's what happened with Amber Rose speaking last night.
It's beautiful. Okay, I gotta finish watching. Bye-bye.
I gotta finish watching. A woman who's been a Democrat for 50 years said, wow, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. But what I'm seeing is so good, it's brought me to tears. And it's so good that I gotta go watch some more. I gotta go watch some more of this stuff. It's feeding me. If Donald Trump could put together a platform that's allowing people to be fed to the point of tears, and that was just Monday, I don't even know what's going on stage tonight, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday. I can't imagine his speech. What do you think is happening where this lady is? What do you think when she went to work today, what she said to people? That's what Amber Rose being on stage does. Hey, Johnny, you got to see this stuff, man. I never seen nothing like it. Everything I've learned for 50 years is a lie. This is beautiful. And you got Matt Walsh saying that this slut shouldn't be on stage? And that slut has this woman crying and saying, I gotta go watch more? Matt, maybe you're the one who doesn't fit in anymore. Sorry. Might want to realize that. Be right back in 60 seconds.
The Fed is printing money like crazy. Debt is rising by the trillions. Is there a way to profit from this madness? What do these experts say?
The more money you print, the less your dollars are worth, and that's why you want to own gold in your portfolio.
Even Bank of America says $3,000 gold is entirely possible.
Silver still has the biggest run coming up.
Gold will outperform stocks, and silver will outperform gold.
Experts agree massive money printing and rising debt could send gold and silver prices much higher. How high? Find out. Call for the experts' money printing report and gold and silver decision guide. See just how high gold and silver prices could go.
I think gold and silver will win big.
The report and guide are free. Also ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold or silver. Call Lear Capital now, 800-601-5430. 800-601-5430. 800-601-5430.
All right, we're back. Going to get ready to close up here. I saw a comment. Let's see here. It says, that was so amazing. And then I saw something else, I wish I could find that. It goes so fast through here. But your channel is helping too, Barry. Thank you very much. But somebody said they're not buying it. I don't think anyone's selling anything. When I see people make comments like, I'm not buying it, this is BS, she didn't mean it, it's crap. She's not speaking to you. Amber Rose wasn't speaking to you. You're not this 50, 60-year-old woman or whatever who just was brought to tears. You're not her. It spoke to her. You're already in the tent, I think. The idea is to make it too big to rig, and the best way to do that is to cross the aisle and grab some of these people, grab 30, 35% of the black market, and show them there's a different way. Grab the youth, these kids, and say, listen, there's a better way. Thanks to the Lord Jesus Christ for touching so many hearts and opening their eyes. That's all it is just making their eyes open, getting their eyes open. MAGA is MAPA. MAGA is making America patriotic again. Absolutely. It's just crazy. Kev, thank you very much. More people are steering away from mainstream and finding they have been lied to, and then switching to MAGA. The lies are so easy because once you start talking to people, like I mentioned earlier, if I went to the grocery store and somebody goes, why are you wearing that red hat, man? That dude's a racist. It gives you an opportunity to talk to someone. She got up on stage. She's bringing people basically to the tent. That's all I got to do that. You have to be the center of the universe to know that someone else won't affect another person. Yeah, he must think he's the center of the universe. What's this here? That which is offered isn't for sale, as Christ said. Yep. It's a political party, not a country club. Thank you and bless you, Barry. Yeah, so stay chilled, Barry. Most of us are totally behind you. I'm just trying to bring you some stuff and show you some stuff because I know that most of the stuff that I show you guys isn't being shown to people. They're not showing it. So you've seen a black woman, you've seen a black man, and now I want to show you a white guy and what Amber Rose basically at this point has done. He's from Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay. He's from Pennsylvania, and he's got some words about Amber Rose. He's got some salty language, so I had to cut some of the words, but here, listen to this.
All right, so all the people that are really against this Amber Rose speech of the RNC, I have a question for you. If Amber Rose is not talking to these voters, who do you think is going to be talking to these voters? Who do you think is going to be activating these people into the world of politics? Because her following is not a political following. She's huge. People don't understand. She's huge. She has 21 million followers, okay? At a minimum. Everybody in...
At a minimum. Yeah, because it's up there about 30 million collectively.
Philadelphia, which is a swing state. Pennsylvania is a swing state. Philly loves Amber Rose, okay? She's philanthropic. She's very well known. Amber Rose started as a stripper. Okay, that's the big controversy about her, is that she started as a stripper. It's funny to see, because a lot of the people, some of the people posting it, I know some of the people that you have and some of the people that you have, been with, and I know some of the body counts of these people, more or less.
And that's kind of funny when you think about it. We all know what happened in Congress, and they had all these claims, and they basically paid off a lot of people. But nobody's supposed to know that just went away with your money, and they paid off these people who made all this harassment claims against them. But they want to turn their nose up at somebody like Amber Rose.
That's just a miniature body count, just from what I've heard. And a lot of you have no room to talk, but many of you do. And you're just talking, and you're just saying, okay, it's concerning. If we don't talk to these people, if we don't have Amber Rose talking MAGA and talking MAGA values, somebody else is going to talk to them.
Exactly. Matt Walsh, who do you want talking to her? With her 30 million followers and what she's doing, it's not like she's just going to be there She's a beautiful woman. She's out there. She's in entertainment business. There are people talking to her and saying, hey, man, you should come over here. Them people ain't no good for you. We're going to show you how it is. Here, take a hit of this joint. Oh, they lying. They racist. But over here, you got some people going, hey, let me show you some things. Let me show you what we can do with you.
And they're going to vote Democrat. So is Amber Rose the perfect messenger? Maybe not for everybody. No, maybe not for everybody. So I don't understand the hate here. Amber Rose is saying the right message. We're not voting for Amber Rose to be vice president. She's not being considered for Secretary of State or some cabinet position that I understand. Right. She endorsed Trump. She's been out there hard promoting Trump. And
that's another thing. Matt Walsh, I don't see you out there promoting Trump. I see you typing. I see you make some videos, but I don't see you out on the road Trump evangelizing. I don't see you out there. She's out there. She's out there in the streets talking to people and saying, here's my red hat. She wears the MAGA hat. I haven't seen a picture with Matt Walsh with a red hat.
Embrace it. Just embrace it. Take all the votes you can get. One of his big policy platforms is no tax on tips, okay?
So, love where he goes here. Some of you guys know Trump has said he wants to do something called no tax on tips. Well, we know that, waiters, servers, all kinds of people get tips, right? All kinds of people end up getting tips. You know who else get tips?
No tax on tips. A lot of Amber Rose's people are strippers.
Make it rain. Tips.
Okay. Guess who gets a lot of tips? Strippers. The next time you go to the strip club, you might want to write no tax on tip. We need every vote. We need every vote. The country has two choices, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Amber Rose.
That's it. Actually, he meant to say Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump. That's it. It's pretty simple. This side or that side? Which side do you want people to go to? Get out there and talk to them.
She's a good woman. She's philanthropic. She's saying all the right things. We're not voting for her for Senate. We're not voting for her for Congress. That's not where she's doing. She doesn't have any interest in politics, from what I understand. She likes Trump. She wants to help Trump get elected. She's from Pennsylvania. She's a good woman. She has a good story. She has a story of upward mobility, a story of an American dream. She started from the bottom. Now she's close to the top, okay? She's very wealthy. She's doing well for herself. It's a story of success. Her voters are never going to see the Trump messaging or the Republican Party messaging if not through her. These are not voters that are into politics. This is not...
And by the way, if you're like, well, how would they even know? Well, she's got 30 million followers, and you should see what she's been posting. She's been posting to these people. It's not like she just showed up at the Republican National Convention and said, okay, let me make this speech and go home, but I'm not gonna post anything about it. No, she's actually posting it. Some people don't like it. A lot of people do. Hey, I'm gonna be speaking tomorrow night at whatever time it was. Brought in viewers. Lady saw it, started crying. That's what we're talking about, Matt.
Like Byron Donalds posts on his Instagram, and if his political people see it. No, this is Amber Rose, a star from the outside coming in to MAGA. I will take that all day, every day. And if you stand in the way of that, it's just not smart strategy. It's just not smart strategy. We need to get Trump in the White House. And if that means the strippers are going to get off their poles and go to our polls on November 5th, I will take that all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Thank you very much.
I love what he said. Off the polls to the polls. Got to make a t-shirt for that and hand it out in strip clubs. Although I couldn't do it because, I can't go. Off the polls, into the polls. That's the messaging. That's what we need to be talking about. Excuse me. Letting Amber Rose speak was a stroke of genius. Trump is so smart. He's a master marketer. He understands. He understands what he needs to do to grow the tent. He also understands that there's a lot of stuffy conservatives out there who don't like it. They would prefer being the Washington Generals and just lose as long as their principles aren't impugned upon. Not understanding we'd be on a quick roll to communism if Dementia Joe gets his way, if he's still around. Today, the man gave a speech in Las Vegas, angry, screaming at people, but what he said was he wants to basically eviscerate the Supreme Court. I don't care what your values are. If getting Amber Rose to vote and get people to the polls stops the Supreme Court from being torn apart, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What's this? 47 at the RNC. He went back again tonight. Wow. J.D. Vance is about to speak. There were some people complaining about him yesterday as well. Come as you are. Billy Graham used to say that all the time. Barry, you're the chief rocker. Thank you. Well, anyway, somebody's like, strippers. Where's that? Oh, God, you're so funny. Strippers, Chilango MAGA, strippers. I just, he's like, I'd wear that shirt. Oh my goodness, Crystal, you're a woman too. Off the polls, into the polls. Yeah, we should figure that out. Understand, the reason why I wanted to talk about Amber Rose tonight wasn't to change anybody's mind. It wasn't to say you should embrace her. Because you, more than likely, are not her audience. What I wanted to talk about today in regards to everything about Amber Rose was that when you go to a buffet, whether it be a Chinese buffet or, Red Lobster or whatever, where it's all you can eat this, all you can eat that, there are going to be certain things on that buffet that you don't want. We have this great buffet here in Boca, and it has everything from crawfish to sushi to Korean stuff to traditional Chinese food to Mongolian grill. And what's so great is when you walk in, anybody can go in, and I love the sushi. I don't like crawfish, so I just don't go down there. Let the crawfish people eat the crawfish. I'm going to eat sushi. My wife, she loves raw fish. Actually, real sushi. Slices of raw tuna and raw whitefish. I don't eat that. I stay away from that raw fish. I like sushi. The idea is the same thing with the MAGA movement. Ain't nobody asking you to like everything. Just come in. Come in, take what you want, enjoy yourself while you're here. Understand you're in a big tent of people who have diverse backgrounds, who have different mindsets. But we all know one thing. At least I hope everybody knows one thing. And that one thing is what Trump says at the close of every single one of his rallies. Make America great again. Make America safe again. Make America prosperous again. Never has he said, make the Republican Party great again. Make conservatism again. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand. It's about making America great again. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I want the things that will make America great again. I'll go to a Baptist church. That's what I do. I don't want to force you to. Go where you want. But I know we all want cheaper gas. I know we all want pay less taxes. I know we all want cheaper groceries. Those are what we have in common. Instead of looking at Amber Rose as a slut, what do you have in common with Amber Rose? Well, she spoke for 5 minutes, and I understand my common ground with her. Because I looked. What do I have in common with Amber Rose? Ask yourself, what do you have in common with Amber Rose? Well, she said she's an entrepreneur, and she's a parent. I picked it up. She said that in the speech. I didn't have to go look at any pictures. I didn't have to go swiping around and checking her out on Instagram or wherever. I'm taking her at face value. And my commonality with her is she's a parent and she's an entrepreneur. And she's got that third criteria that matters to me. She supports Donald Trump. That's it. That's all I care about. Am I wrong for just caring about that? No, because that's what this is. I'm not inviting her to church. I'm not inviting her to wash my car or paint my house. I'm inviting her to the MAGA tent. I'm inviting you to the MAGA tent. That's what we're all about. Find the commonality instead of looking for the differences. Matt Walsh, let me just put it up there again because I want you to see something. This is what Matt Walsh wrote, and a few other people. He told you all the reasons why she doesn't fit his criteria. He says she's a pro-abortion feminist. He says she's a self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo, whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not once in his tweet here did he mention the things that he has in common with her. He couldn't even see that there's commonality. She's a woman of color. She's a stripper or was a stripper. But the commonality is what you have to explore. When you're looking to build a relationship, you want to find someone who has something in common with what you believe. The rest you can build upon. It's up to her whether I never heard her call herself a slut, but I want to invite people in who have commonality, and we can build from there. Like I said, she's an entrepreneur. She's made millions. I'm sure some of these billionaires could probably give her a call and say, listen, I need you to move some money over here. I need you to try this over here. Let's buy this real estate. Let's do a partnership on a deal. What a better way. Everyone says how much business is done on a golf course. You'd be amazed. People who don't even know each other who are in business can go out and spend 3 hours on a golf course and come back as partners on a deal. Find the commonality. Hey, do you golf? Yeah. Want to go, do a round? Sure. Now I got you for the next 3 hours. So tell me about this, this apartment building you're looking at. Well, it's got 55 units and, I think I can get an ROI of this, and it's got a cap rate of 9. Okay. Let's just keep driving. Let me just find out. What are you getting for your interest rate? Oh, I think I can get a mortgage on it for about 6%. Do you know anybody? Yeah, I got a guy who can get it for like 4%. I didn't ask him who he slept with. I didn't ask him what his feelings are about certain conservative policies. I asked him about stuff that he and I have in common. That's the big difference. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand. Oh yeah, there's another one. She's the daughter of a veteran. She's the daughter of a veteran. Again, a piece of commonality. If you go to a cocktail party and you want to talk to somebody, you're not walking up to them and going, "So, are you a slut?" No, I'm serious. I'd like to know. I see you got a nice body. You're beautiful. Are you a slut? You're not going to do that. You're going to walk up to this woman and go, "Hey, how you doing?" "So what do you do, Amber?" "I'm an entrepreneur." "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur too." That's your in. "Oh, hey, I see you keep checking your phone." "Yeah, my daughter's at home." "Oh, you got a daughter?" "I got 2 daughters." Blah, 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 blah. You don't say, "Hey, you're dressed funny. You got a tattoo across your forehead. Oh, get lost." That's what people do. Her father is a Republican. Yeah, there's some commonality. I'm the daughter of a veteran, and I am an immigrant as well. Exactly. So Trump is on. He's on TV, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, we're going to do the prayer group. I want to go see Trump. You guys go see Trump. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what his demeanor looks like today. Talk to you soon. Thank you very, very much. Let some people know. Get in here. Do me a favor.
Come on. Show some love and click that like button.
Hit the like button. Buy some gold. Do it all.